Alright, so I am finally back here to actually make some Honkai videos. I've been feeling like crap recently, so I'm feeling much better. Today, we have an early look. We are missing a few things, but we have majority of it for what Silverwolf's kit is. Today I wanted to talk about it and also fill in the blanks of what we're missing so that you have an idea of what to expect with this character. Between everything, this character is very looked at from both perspectives of garbage and great, right? People do look at it either way. There is a middle point also that I want to give you my information and what my opinion is. Let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps a ton. Let's check it out. So, first up, this is the obvious site. This is Bilibili. They have released it. For some reason, Bilibili releases it way earlier than Global does. I think Global will release it like in 24 hours, 48 hours, I have no idea, but we have her kit, okay? But first up, Quantum character, you already know that. She is a debuffer, sub-DPS, whatever you want to call her. That's what she's listed as, but hey, we'll see. We have parts of the kits, right? So with this is the CN version, and whenever they give us a kit, unless it's in-game, we're not getting percentages. I don't know why that's the case. It's like you should give us the kit beforehand and like give it to us properly, but for some reason, we don't get it like that. But the translation, I quickly took a picture here. Silverwolf is a quantum attribute character with no destiny, and has a unique attribute weakness addition mechanism. There is a probability of adding a weakness to the enemy target when casting a combat skill, and the weakness attribute is one of the attributes held by our team's characters. Now, this is why I want to mention this with every character, okay? With specifically this character, you have to wait for testing if you're really curious about the character, okay? Because we don't know who gets the application of the debuff, right? How does that work? Which weakness is picked? If you're running a multiple element team, which weakness is it? Is it like a 50-50 chance if two characters are quantum and two characters are whatever? How will that work? We do not know. So you have to realize that with this character, no one can really say broken insane or garbage mid until you test, because it could be good. It could really be good, but it depends. It's all relative information due to the fact that we don't know how it like specifically works. It's not been like testing like that. So I do recommend with any character, specifically and definitely this one, just wait a few days, see what happens, right? She could be very good, but we don't know, right? So that's what it says over here. Continuing onwards though, her finishing move can also reduce the defense of designated enemies and cause damage to it. After each attack is cast, there is a probability that a random defect can be implanted in the enemy, which respectively reduces the attack power, defense power, or speed of the enemy. Very simple. We have this also over here, which is her, I believe, her unique or something like that. Translation says, the duration of the defect is increased. Whenever an enemy target's weakness is broken, Silverwolf has a probability to plant a random defect on the target. That is what it says over here. For the next part, we have this. It's going to be when using a combat technique, the number of of rounds of weakness added to the enemy will increase. So there is that. For this over here, the final one on this page, it is going to be when casting a combat technique, if the number of negative effects on the enemy is greater than or equal to a certain value, the combat skill will additionally reduce the effect of reducing the target's all attribute resistance. So there is that. I believe these are over here. Yeah, this. So Silverwolf can create these type of bugs, reduce the attack, reduce the defense and speed. So that's the first one, right? This icon is like a cube. Looking for a cube. Where would I, is this it? Inject? Yeah, that's this. So first here, the duration of weakness implanted by Silverwolf's skills increased by 1 turn. And then second tier, extension 4, extension 5, extension 6. So 6, can't speak, there you go. The thing right here looks like generate over here. First tier, bugs duration is extended for 1 turn every time the enemy is inflicted with weakness break. Silverwolf has a 65% base chance of implanting a random bug in the enemy. So super simple, but that's what it kind of looks like there. To fill in the blanks, those are the percentages as we have leaked, but still, sadly, it's not official, which really, again, it sucks. I hope that we get the official stuff before the character, but we probably won't, right? We have the attack animation over here, and then the basic thing deals quantum damage to the designated enemy. The percentage for this will be about 50%. And then if you level it up, 130. So keep that in mind. That's what it looks like there for the single target. If I can reverse it back, there we go. Next up, we have over here. It's loading. Give it a second. Okay, it worked. It just took a millisecond there, right? But we have this. I'll take a picture because it's a huge blob of text. But this is the next attack here. The high probability, or there is a high probability, that the designated enemy single target will add a weakness of the attribute of our target on the field, and the resistance of the corresponding attribute of this weakness will be reduced, lasting for several rounds. If it is added to, as a weakness to the original attribute of the enemy, the resistance reduction effect of the corresponding attribute will not be triggered. A single enemy target can only have one weakness added by Silverwolf. When Silverwolf adds it again, the latest added weakness will be kept. There is a high probability of additionally reducing the target's resistance to all attributes, which lasts for several rounds, deals quantum damage to the target. So, super simple, but that's what it looks like. If we were to use this over here, it's a 75% base chance. Let's just like upgrade it over here to the middle. If you go all the way, it's 90, 20%, and 2. We'll just start here. We'll leave it here, right? But with it, the weakness of the ally or of an ally's type to the target enemy, this also reduces the enemy's damage resistance to the weakness type by 20% for 2 turns. So pretty good. If the enemy already has the type weakness, skip down over here just to start here. But in addition, there is a 100% base chance to reduce the damage res of the enemy further by 7.5% for 2 turns, deals the quantum damage equal to 98%. That's how it's going to go. So pretty basic, but for what the character is, I still think this is going to be strong and useful. It's just we have to test. I do think that before anybody can really give a solid opinion, you have to see what the character can do and how it actually works. How useful is it? How does it proc? How does it work? How does it apply? Does it apply to everyone? All those things have to be played in to like the mix to see how the character really is. For what it is, though, Silverwolf is strong, and she will be pretty good. She could be a future-proof character, but it depends, right? It really does depend on day 1, day 2, day 3 testing. See how the character is. Jing Yuan was definitely a hyped-up character. I said he was pretty good, too. He released, and he requires a lot of building. If you look at Zila, she works just like that. Snap, boom, she's good to go. Throw your gear on her, and she's ready to kill. With Jing Yuan, he requires building. He is not upfront your damage dealer just like that. You have to build him, you have to really work on him, show him some love, and he will do damage, right? So we have to see. It's basically that. Before what it is, it's a pretty basic idea. We already kind of knew what the kit does, but we just wanted to have the confirmation here that it's super simple. But there's a high probability the defense of the designated enemy will reduce for several rounds. The targets also deals quantum damage, super simple. That will be 85% base chance to decrease it by 36% for 3 turns, and at the same time deals 228. Level that up to 107, 49, and 456. So that is what it currently looks like, which is pretty kind of decent. Moving forward with it, this is another one of the attacks. Silverwolf can create 3 kinds of defects: reduces the attack power, reduces the defense power, and reduces the speed. Every time Silverwolf casts an attack, there is a probability to implant a random defect. That's pretty simple. Did I read this already? Feels like I just read that. I think I read that somewhere else, actually. That's why. With this is the technique, I guess you could say. I'll translate this one with a picture because holy crap. Immediately attack the enemy with cause quantum attribute damage to all enemies when entering the battle, and reduce the toughness of the enemies with weak point attribute. When the weak point is broken, trigger the weak point break effect of the quantum attribute. So pretty basic stuff there, but I think that's all the images we have. This is just some basic stuff. I don't think this is actually like important, right? This is going to be, think of a universe. Yeah, this is not important. This is like lore stuff. So there is that, but I think that's the entire image. Yeah, so that's what we have over here for the entire site. They also dropped the banner stuff. This is like the Lycon stuff, I think. The feature than the other ones that exist on the banner. I believe that's the case. But again, we have an idea of how this character works. We have an idea of how good she is. We just have to wait to see the rest. We do. There is nothing beyond that. I know I can tell you she's broken. I can tell you she's mid. I can tell you she's future-proof. I can tell you she's going to last forever. I can tell you she's going to be meta for one day and that's it. But we don't know. We have to wait and see how the character works in game and how her debuffs and all that is procced. How does that work? How is the weakness applied? Which weakness is taken? How does that operate? Okay, so all this stuff is the main question. With it, I definitely recommend to wait for the character to release. Give it 4 or 5 days, 6 days. See how broken or mid she actually lands to be. I do think still she has potential. She does. For what she is, I think she can be a long-lasting character. And yes, she could also work in the future with other characters and be a real staple to the game. Just we don't know. So there are so many things that work in her favor and work with her kit that is really, really powerful and really can be good for a lot of content, sparring or spanning across the game. It's kind of true, but I would wait and see, okay? I could be wrong. We all could be wrong. Just keep that in mind, okay? With it, though, have fun. Silver Wolf is your first step banner for 1.1. Following that is Luocha. Following that is Mommy Kafka for a lot of you that have been looking for her. With that being said, thanks for watching. Peace out and enjoy. That's been it for me, and I will catch you in the next one. Yeah.